Sigma's Art Series lenses get a lot of praise for their image quality and fast apertures. We recently reviewed their updated 50mm DGDN art lens, and it was a joy to work with thanks to its smaller, lighter design. But if you're a fan of compact lenses, then you should really look at Sigma's contemporary lenses. Today we have our hands on Sigma's 17mm f4, 50mm f2 DGDN, and 23mm f1.4 DCDN contemporary lenses. Sigma's contemporary lenses are smaller and lighter than their Art Series lenses, yet retain similar build and image quality. For anyone unfamiliar with Sigma's nomenclature, DGDN indicates that the lens is designed for full-frame mirrorless cameras, while DCDN indicates that the lens is designed for APS-C mirrorless camera bodies. The first thing that you'll notice when picking up any of these lenses is that they're deceptively hefty. I don't know about you, but when I hear compact lenses, I assume they're made of plastic and super lightweight. The contemporary lenses are made of metal, which makes them heavier than most compact lenses, but feel solid and robust like high-end lenses. The largest lens that we are reviewing today is just over 3 inches long, and all 3 lenses weigh less than a pound each. The 17mm is the lightest of the set, weighing less than half a pound. The 50mm f2 contemporary is almost half the weight of the 50mm art lens, and it's about 37% smaller. As a result, the contemporary lenses gets the best of both worlds. They are small and lightweight with a premium weather-sealed metal design. Despite their size, the contemporary lenses do not cut corners on image quality. The 17mm is composed of 9 elements in 8 groups, utilizes 7 rounded aperture blades, has an aperture range from f4 to 22, and a minimum focus distance of 4.8 inches. The 50mm is comprised of 11 elements in 9 groups, utilizes 9 rounded aperture blades, has an aperture range from f2 to 22, and a minimum focus distance of 17.8 inches. And finally, the 23mm is comprised of 13 elements in 10 groups, utilizes 9 rounded aperture blades, has an aperture range from f1.4 to 16, and a minimum focus distance of 9.9 inches. All 3 lenses have round bokeh in the center of the frame that becomes more onion-shaped as you reach the edges. The 50mm, as expected, is an excellent portrait lens. The image is sharp, producing results very similar to their 50mm art, with the biggest limitation being the f2 aperture instead of f1.4. The manual focus ring feels very smooth, applying just the right amount of tension as you adjust focus. The dedicated aperture ring is also great for anyone who loves to shoot manually or aperture priority. The 17mm DGDN is the widest full-frame lens in Sigma's contemporary series to date. At under half a pound and 2 inches long, the lens is both the smallest and lightest that we are reviewing today. Street photographers will love that even while being compact, it feels very natural to use the focus and aperture rings. In the studio, we love the depth that we could create thanks to this low distortion wide-angle lens. The 23mm DCDN lens is the equivalent of 35mm on the full-frame sensor, making it a great option for a wide, normal lens. The fast f1.4 aperture allows you to get extremely shallow depth of field or shoot in extremely dark locations. Video shooters will also love these compact lenses. Their small stature makes them extremely easy to balance on gimbals when using smaller cameras. This is especially helpful for anyone who uses compact gimbals. The FX3 with the 17mm lens weighs in at 1.88 pounds, well within the weight capacity of popular small form factor gimbals. Shooters will have a lot more freedom to be creative if they're less concerned about being fatigued. As a final note, the full-frame DGDN lenses ship with a metal lens hood, a rear lens cap, a plastic center pinch cap, and a magnetic metal lens cap. The metal lens cap is a nice extra accessory to include with this lens. It gives the lens a very clean look and uses a fairly powerful magnet. The only downside is that it can be difficult to remove when used in conjunction with the lens hood. Sigma's contemporary lenses are great options for all types of shooters. The 17 and 50mm DGD and contemporary lenses offer premium manual controls in a compact form factor for owners of full-frame cameras. The 23mm DCDN lens offers super shallow depth of field for photographers who prefer crop sensor cameras, and all three lenses utilize a weather-sealed metal design. As I mentioned before, the Art Series lenses get a lot of attention for their fast apertures and stellar image quality, and while they have gotten smaller thanks to their redesign for mirrorless cameras, they're still not small. The contemporary lenses are significantly smaller and lighter than their Art Series counterparts without compromising build quality and featuring very similar image quality. The bottom line is, there's no wrong choice when it comes to Sigma. Over the past few years, they've made some impressive lenses for photography, video, and even cinema production. So when it's time for you to purchase a new lens, just remember, bigger isn't always better. What are your thoughts on Sigma's 17mm f4, 50mm f2 DGDN, and their 23mm f1.4 DCDN contemporary lenses? Would you use a magnetic lens cap if it stopped you from using your lens hood? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Jabari with B&H. Have a beautiful day.